will Oba Femi beat Sami Zayn, which I think implies that he's going to answer the open challenge. Obviously, it is an open challenge. Yeah. I'll give my prediction on, hypothetically, if this happens and what would happen if it did, right after you do, and I'm going to start with you on this one.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, such a hypothetical question. Can Oba Femi beat Sami Zayn? Yes. Will Oba Femi beat Sami Zayn the first time he challenges him? I mean, yeah, dude. Oba is one of those guys, just like Bronson or Braun Breaker, that you can just strap a rocket to him as soon as they come up and have him do no wrong, just like Gunther. You can literally rewrite Oba Femi's rise in the WWE as you did Gunther's, and no one would bat an eye because they're both just such dominating figures inside the ring. They look like champions. They have that no nonsense, just brutality about them, and they go in, they handle business, they get out. It's an easy right if you want to make it so. If you want to add more depth to his character, if you want to, give him some stuff, sure you can. But you can definitely take the rocket, put it on this kid, and just watch him soar.
I couldn't agree more. So you're going with, if it happens, Oba Femi picks up the win.
Yeah, I believe so.
Absolutely. Archie, I'm going to go to you next, and then I'm going to give my take on this because, I've got a good one.
I'm completely in agreement that if Oba Femi answers Sami Zayn's open challenge, he should not only beat Sami Zayn, but he should just squash Sami Zayn. Like, obviously, we're talking, Brock Lesnar and John Cena at SummerSlam, but in much quicker fashion. Sami can get some offense in, but Oba should win, strongly and defiantly, and just kind of leave Sami in a helpless mess, and kind of just leave audiences in shock that he's just easily swatted away one of the biggest baby faces in WWE in recent years. And if you give Oba Femi the United States Championship, just don't let him get pinned for a year or more. And in fact, let him keep the United States Championship until Javon Evans is ready to be called up from NXT, and have him be the underdog. I wanted him to do this in NXT to win the NXT Championship, but the United States title will do just fine. Have Javon Evans beat Oba Femi after a year-long title reign or longer, where he can, properly cement the legacy of the United States title, and then Oba can go on to the world title. I know it's a year in thinking, but I was just kind of thinking, if Oba Femi did win the United States title, who's the right option to beat him? And it would be Javon Evans, I think. So yeah,
I don't mind that, and giving us the whole year is cool. I'm in agreement in a lot of ways. I think we're all in agreement on Oba Femi winning, but especially here's what I think. Covering NXT for the last 2 years has been a blast. It wasn't so much of a blast lately. We can right some wrongs here. First off, we have Ricky Saints, who should be a heel. His personality is a cocky heel. He's liked because of what happened on the internet when he wasn't being booked. That's why he's a babyface. He didn't earn being a babyface on television. He didn't go out and earn the crowd's respect by being lovable. No. Everyone got upset he was not on AEW TV, and he wasn't on WWE TV, and then he shows up, and then everybody loves him. Oba Femi stuck around long enough. He should be the most dominant force, and he should absolutely be a heel, but he became likable because of his demeanor and his no-nonsense stuff. For this debut, Sami Zayn shouldn't get in one offensive move. Oba Femi better not sell for 1 second. I want to see absolute dominance. I want to see Sami Zayn throw a big old Sami Zayn right hand, and the ruler, Oba Femi, not even flinch. Not even bat an eye. And you put a force that strong on the main roster television in Oba Femi, and you have him run through all your favorites. Run through them whether it's an Uso, whether it's a Luchador, whether it's a Penta, whether it's a Rey Fenix, you have him run roughshod. You want an open challenge? I'll take over your open challenge. You were never built for this. You were never built for this. I'm built for this. And slowly but surely, we can work our way back to he's the babyface. We can also build the one person that can beat him. I like the idea of Javon Evans on the main roster.
Mello.
I don't hate. Dang it, Ant! You the big reveal.
What did he say?
I was gonna say Mello. I
knew it. I knew it. Because we think alike.
Have his moment. Let Mello have his moment and pull the upset. They've worked together in the past. I think it would make sense. Yeah, I love that as an idea. But the main key being things will also change over time after that initial victory. That initial victory has to be so impactful. One of those debuts you never forget. Where you're like, who, if you hadn't seen him on NXT and it's your first introduction to Oba Femi and you see him wrestle Sami Zayn, your reaction is not what just happened. It's who is that guy?
Yeah.
What is going on there? That is something we got to get to. He's just gigantic. I don't mind him. Podcast Rips or podcast adding Oba is as tall as Drew and Randy Orton. I don't mind him squashing both of them.
Yeah.
Let me know, Clark, or let him know, Clark, Atomic Merp. Absolutely. As always. Yeah, I don't mind him squashing Orton, Styles, anybody that people like. Squash.
So, as you brought up the Oba squashes Sami, I can see the match happening, and I see the way it should be written. You know how Oba has the big beads that he has around, so they do the introduction. Oba goes to put his beads over the post. And as soon as he turns around, Sami hits him with a haluva kick.
Yes. Yeah.
Oba brushes it off, gives him the big Oba.
Yeah. Turns and looks at him.
Yeah.
Just gives him that big Oba, like his emote or whatever when he comes out. Boom. Pop up power bomb, fall from grace, over with. That would be insane.
I hate to say this. This is going to sound pretty sadistic, but I would almost like to see him play with his food with Sami.
I'd love that as well. I'd love to see that as well.
Like mess him up. Like power bomb him over and over and over. You want keep popping him up to the point where like he's difficult to pop up because he's dead weight. Like
also you want to show people how hard his chops and his hits are as well, and his clotheslines are. You want to show, you want to really like show the real power of Oba Femi. I don't love the idea of Mello being the one to dethrone him because I love how you mentioned Ricky Saints and he's not a babyface. Mello I just don't see him as that underdog babyface like Javon can be that can take down Oba Femi.
With Mello is he's such an HBK guy. If he can find that groove where he gets cool enough the way he was on NXT, I always thought even on NXT, Mello don't miss and the work with Trick, he was so likable. I thought of all of those heels, given his size and given all of that, he has the possibility to be so cool he turns into an amazing babyface. That's the one thing with Mello that I don't necessarily see with. I mean, Oba kind of accomplished it in NXT.
Yeah,
but I don't
bring
necessarily
the jerseys back.
Yeah,
they need to bring the jerseys back. I
think there is a babyface run in Mello.
I think there is, but I think you need to establish him in what he's best at in wrestling, and that's being a heel, that's being a cocky heel, like Alan said, and bring back the jerseys.
Where he's a little stuck right now is he's alongside Miz, who's exactly what you just said, and so he's supposed to be learning from him. But I'm like, by comparison, he seems less heelish than Miz.
No, I mean
when they stand next to each other. And
Yeah.
and I don't know if that doesn't hurt him in what you just said, where it comes to building him as the heel. Because I agree. I think the arc has to be, he's got to be built up as a heel first to the point where he's likable.
Mhm.
It should be the other way around.
So often.
It should be Mello. It should be Mello stealing the tags, getting the wins, instead of Miz doing it to him.
Yeah.
Yep. I think so too.
I mean, I mean, another option if I wouldn't hate if Javon Evans was the one to beat Oba Femi, that you then get a feud between Javon and Mello for the United States title, and then Mello can beat Javon. But I just feel like someone for Oba Femi to lose to someone, it needs to be that kind of that underdog that nobody really thinks will be able to beat Oba, and that kind of lovable character.
also,
I don't think Melo's as lovable as Javon, or can be as lovable as
in a
Javon.
weird way, it's completely different. And I don't want to extend the show for like 5 more minutes because we're running out of time. But
Yeah.
I feel like Oba Femi, the more I've watched him, the more I feel like he has like the quality that the Undertaker had, where he can be a
Right.
non-traditional, like an Undertaker should not be a babyface.
Right.
No,
Like, period. Like,
no, yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense. I think Oba has that in him, and even on the run can start to even put the signals out towards
Yeah.
towards that sort of a career. That's Oba has that aura, as the kids like to say, where he can, he can make you like him even. It's like almost like you trust his morality, but he's a bad guy. He's a
Yeah.
bad man, for lack of a
Right.
better way to put it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And then
it's weird.
Mhm.
and then the
No, I know what you mean.
payoff, the moneymaker. You just start working towards Oba versus Jacob Fatu, and that's your
Yes.
moneymaker.
But
Mhm.
but where my brain was at was, I look at one of my favorite feuds of all time. You have heel Shawn Michaels in the first ever Hell in a Cell match against the Undertaker as a babyface.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mello in that role is outstanding.
That's true. That is very true.
You know what I mean?
In that sense, I didn't think of it in that the roles would be flipped, and that Oba would be the babyface and Mello would be the kind of conniving heel. But yeah, that would definitely work as well. My mind would be switched on that.
The run has to be long enough, though. To
Oh
your
yeah,
point,
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
because we all booked a lot of things. All 3 of us booked a lot of things way out.